Rahubat Yasar. Peace and blessings of the Most High, the boundless omniverses, multiverses, tri-verses, dual verses, and universes be upon you all. Anuki Parareye Aha, Shepsis Duamu Tafa Famun, aka Pharaoh. Duamu Tefamun, if you feel like it. I'm a student teacher of the master teacher, Panabab Yanun, Yananin, the master teacher of the heavens and the earth. And it's incumbent upon me as a student teacher to represent the doctrine of wu-nuwaupu to the fullest. Over the years, unfortunately, we've been going through a lot of disrespect coming from the so-called conscious community. It started with the brother Sarah, the brother Paul Light, in a debate that they had called about Sodom Misinterpreted, where the brother Sarah came in and he started showing fabricated photos and slandering the master's name insofar as promoting homosexuality. From that point, there's been a constant increase in disrespect and blatant disregard for wu-nuwaupu and His Excellency Dr. Malachi Kobino Zadak York. With the event of the situation that's approached with Africa Bambaataa, things have reached a whole new height. And the brother Ali, Dr. Ali Muhammad, put out a video talking about the Dr. York syndrome and dealing with child molestation and child pedophilia. Things have to be addressed. You know, I've been resisting it for some time. I thought that I was gonna have to address it when I seen my young brother Prince Amanubi go up to Sa-Neter's situation and set the record straight. But then I seen after the second video with the young Prince, Sa-Neter put this clown on Malik to go right behind him and disrespect the doctrine of the master teacher again. So at this point in time, it's only right that we set the record straight and establish a rebuttal against the slanderers and set up the revisitation of Sodom Misinterpreted. But that's not gonna happen in this here transmission. This here transmission is an introduction. This introduction is to establish the main characters and to expose the agenda behind the main characters from Sodom Misinterpreted on up until today. I have to apologize in advance, unfortunately. I would love to introduce myself to the people in a more peaceful and humble regard, but y'all been violating the master who groomed us all, and so the gloves is off. So first, let me start by saying that when Ali Muhammad was in the middle of his build, he was talking about, he agreed with Cokehead Sarah, the little light-skinned loudmouth nigga. Cokehead Sarah was explaining that there's nothing wrong with the interpretation of Sodom. Literally, the quote is, "What the fuck is misinterpreted about Sodom?" If you take it back to the debate between brother Paul Light and Cokehead Sarah, you cannot go back to that debate and then come out of there with a definition of what Sodom means. 3-hour debate, and still nobody that listened to the debate can tell us what Sodom means, because Sarah made sure that he deviated from the subject matter of the book that the master teacher put out. We're gonna get into that in the lecture that's gonna follow this introduction. The lecture is gonna be called Facts, Fiction, and Accepted Truths, because we have to clear the air. We have to clear the air. Now, Sodom, which is the root of sodomy, has been interpreted as dealing with sexual perversion and homosexuality. The master teacher immediately cleared the air just by going into the language, which is always explained, is the spell is in the language. Go into the language. The word Sodom has nothing to do with sex. Yet if you go into the dictionary, you'll see that Sodom is the root of sodomy. Still going back to the biblical stories. See, the reality is that it had nothing to do with the child molestation situation, accusations against the master. It had nothing to do with Sodom misinterpreted. Cokehead Sarah's agenda was to defame the master because he was jealous and upset that throughout the years, His Excellency, called by most of y'all Dr. York, Panabab Yanun, got more fame and recognition than who he claims to be his teacher, Dr. Ben. Now, Dr. Ben, by all means, is one of our wisest and beautiful elders that have distributed information for us, disseminated information for us for years. And it's very sad how he, how he didn't have anybody and anything when he passed on after sacrificing his life for us. But it seems to be what we do to our elders. Case in point, Dr. York. But Seti, Cokehead Sarah, he had an agenda to try to defame the validity of the master teacher. And he was used by the brother Paul Light in order for them to springboard each other into stardom of the so-called conscious community, which I like to call the unconscious community or the halal chitlin circuit. Now this is real, family. You gotta pay attention to this. Because Paul Light, why I'm saying Paul, because it's Poe, and Poe, is basically an abbreviation for poor. And the light that he shined is extremely poor. He tried to put himself up as the true light, but nobody was jacking that. And right now, what he's done is he's unhatched Pandora's box and revised and resurrected the dead doctrines that we destroyed. We destroyed Christianity. We destroyed Islamism. We destroyed Mosesism. Wu-nuwaupu destroyed it 360 degrees to ask a Hebrew Israelite, 360 degrees to ask an Orthodox Sunni Muslim, 360 degrees to ask a Christian. Never answered. And for the sake of money, fiat, which he worships now, another part of the spell, he destroyed and sacrificed the souls of the people. Again, take it back to the origin. That setup, that Sodom misinterpreted, was a setup debate. If you look at the debate, every time Sarah was going up and talking about the master teacher, Paul Light's response was an advertisement of the benefits of becoming part of the new covenant, his organization. The one with the black hands, the golden gates, and the dove. The new version of Reverend Ike's situation. Soon them niggas gonna be selling money cloths and love cloths. He never defended the master. He never officially went in and dissected what Sodom was, and why the master put the book out. Now, the reason why this is important is because now we're dealing with all this homosexuality stuff and the science, the genetic science of wu-nuwaupu, dealing with natural nature and the difference between homosexuality and hormone sexuality. That a lot of us, for some reason, want to act like we can't see that this is a significant science. We're going to take away from all of the doctrines. Let's take away from that. We're going to take it back to us just growing up in our lives and all of us knowing people, men or women, boys and girls, before we learn anything about these sciences, and knowing boys and girls who we knew were going to be lesbians or going to be quote-unquote homosexuals. No influence from the system. Just in daycare center, they already, get that little nigga a jump rope. She gonna be weightlifting. That's the reality. We all know people like that. So that's just one of those situations that natural nature plays in and shows us who's who. Okay, now, That debate was used to catapult those two brothers into stardom. Things ain't never been the same since then. They've resurrected the Hebrew Israelites who have no doctrine. They've resurrected the Mohammedans with the baby face imams and all this other stuff. And now, I mean, the Kemetic brothers, you know, we all brothers, we walk in the same ma'at. But at a certain point, things are gonna change. Because they're still even dealing with metaphorical, allegorical, and symbolic principles of ancient Kemet. No, we tying into the blood. We are the ancient Egyptians today. Which is why in the year 2000, when y'all was talking about ancient Egypt from 2,000 years ago, we was sitting in Egypt, in Georgia. Because we're about the manifestation, the continuation of the creative force of life made flesh. The master teacher is the one that knows. Let's keep this funky, y'all. All throughout our lives, nobody else knew what he knew, and everybody called him crazy for what he talked about in the early 70s, 80s, and 90s, and now we're walking through his books now. Don't let these niggas fool you. Don't let these soapbox preachers, these dudes that's up here, these 10%ers. And it's sad because I don't think that was Sa-Neter's agenda. But the money gets you, man. And Sa-Neter, do better. You knew better, do better. I seen the joint you did talking about, do we have the right to judge Dr. York? You recognize that everybody in the conscious community is using his doctrine. You recognize that. You said it yourself. And then I heard you with Dr. Ali, the Mohammedan, talking about, yeah, I was the first one banging on Dr. York. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all can't bang on Dr. York. Y'all think that the master teacher is being scrutinized and critiqued. Y'all think that y'all got him on trial. Y'all being put on trial, man, because he was the one that was sent to us. Nobody else gave us what he gave us. And you talking about pseudosciences, I'm gonna ask all of y'all a question. What is wu-nuwaupu? None of y'all can tell us what wu-nuwaupu teaches. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because we haven't been teaching wu-nuwaupu until now. Think about that for a second. We went into everybody's doctrine and he reformed everybody's doctrine. Translated the Injil from the original languages, translated the Quran from the original languages, translated the Psalms and the Torah, the coming forth by day, went through the lessons with the problem book. That's a fact. He turned the whole planet upside down, sped up the intellect of the planet. That's a fact. Y'all wouldn't be where y'all at now if it wasn't for him. You would still be slaves. And now you're regressing back to the zombie state. And these brothers is cashing checks. I mean, we gotta take it back to the rudimentary aspect of this thing, man. Y'all brothers have become 10%ers. Y'all brothers are 10%ers. You know who the true and living God is. Pandabab Yanun, Yananin, the master teacher of the heavens and the earth. And you choose to teach otherwise to the bill powers, the 85% who don't know who the true and living God is and worship a spook God, a mystery God. And then you want to go up against the purified ones, Al-Muqassina, wu-nuwaupu, the Nuwaupians, the 5%. Like I said, man, this thing is big, this thing is serious, and we got to handle this situation. Dr. Ali Mohammedan, brother, I was a fan. I was a fan. I'm telling you, I really, really was digging you. You played yourself, but it's okay. I overstand now. I overstand when the brother Malik came on and was talking about his understanding of quote-unquote Dr. York and the Nuwaupian literature and doctrine. I understand what the issue is. It's clear and evident now. You all are believers. You don't know anything. Sa-Neter, you've created the multiplicity of truths that In the Willie Lynch letter, they spoke about the vacuum of floating balls. And as long as we keep them like this vacuum of floating balls, they can never lay they firm on a foundation in order to build forth. You've created that condition, you and the brother Poor Light. Poor Light is the dragon that dragged the stars out of heaven following him down to earth. This is where we at right now. Y'all 10%ers now, man. This is what's going on. The believers are in control of the so-called conscious community. And then all these other Negroes, these all splinter sects, they'll do their little black news and Moorish science and all this other stuff. They just tagging along, following what this brother, Dr. Ali Muhammadan, was saying, talking about the Dr. York syndrome, disrespecting the master. He don't have no overstanding of what Sodom is. He don't have no overstanding of what the homosexual situation is. How could he? He's an Arab lover. He's a Mohammedan. These dudes are believers. The brother Malik made it clear. They believers again. Oh, he lied on Christianity. He lied on Islam. He lied on Judaism. No, he destroyed them shits because they had nothing but poison for us. They're toxic. And now y'all opened up a channel for the Hebrew Israelites to run back around and have life in the street. Y'all opened up a channel for the Mohammedans to have life in the street. Y'all opened up we destroyed those doctrines. They have no place in the hereafter. In this cycle of existence, those things are naught. Islam what? Are you serious? 2016 Islam? You can't be serious, God. You can't be serious, man. Why? How? Even after you knew, like the master teacher taught us, that Abu Bakr was a traitor and sold out the Prophet Muhammad and helped get him killed in order for him to partner up with Musaylimat ibn Abi al-Hanafi, al-Kazab they call him. Even after you've seen the Quran and its mixed up compilation where the Fatiha became the first surah. It was originally revealed 6, Suratul Ham, but they get Alhamdulillah. And now it was renamed Fatiha from Patah, the opener. Even after he showed you this, still, really? Listen, man, leave that wu-nuwaupuism thing alone, because your source of information is that brother Chuck Morgan, and he's an agent. Chuck Morgan is funded by the feds, funded by the government, living nice over there in Honolulu, living nice in Hawaii away from everybody, playing games with people's souls. Yo, this is it, man. And this, forget that, I'm gonna deal with all them brothers. Again, like I said, the name of the transmission is Facts, Fiction, and Accepted Truths, because y'all dealing with belief systems y'all do not know. We are the ones that know. Y'all the ones who believe and have faith, and you've committed yourself to stay in the realm of beliefs. So there's really no discussion, there's really no debate, because you don't know anything. And you've admitted to not knowing anything. And you committed yourself to never know anything. You're a believer, and you're gonna stay in that ignorance, especially you going against the one that was sent. But we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna deal with that another time. What we have to deal with, what I want to deal with now is wu-nuwaupu, Nuwaupians, stand up. These necros don't have anything. They don't have anything on us. They don't know anything. We destroyed their doctrines. Anybody, any one of y'all have any questions, come down to 717 Bushwick. Come on a Sunday. Don't come on a Saturday, because we getting updates on a Saturday from the master himself. Come on a Sunday for question and answer class. We got the answers. Come down. Sinetta, come down. Y'all have any questions, come down. Facts, fictions, accepted truths. This is what's going on right now. I'm going to give y'all the facts, because the fictions is what y'all living off of, and the accepted truths is what y'all propagating. No facts, man. Wu-nuwaupu is it, man. Patadak. Wu-nuwaupu is the way. Wu-nuwaupu is the truth. Wu-nuwaupu is the light. And wu-nuwaupu is the last line of defense for our people on this planet, our own culture. Nuwaupu, y'all so bogged out, y'all don't even see that the Nuwaubic language by itself is the revolution. You can talk about the origin of the language. You can talk, y'all can do all of that. The idea that the master is the first one to give us a language, to separate our mentality so he could psychologically mind link us together so that we could get our thing together and control our life. Y'all missed the point. Why? Because y'all believers. Because y'all went back to submitting yourself to Allah, to Jehovah, to Yahweh. Y'all went back to submitting yourselves to these damn extraterrestrial demons, flesh-eating gods. And now y'all back on the menu, thanks to the new covenant. The new agreement of blood that was established by the brother Poor Light with the disagreeable demons that's controlling his soul. I'm your brother, man. Everything I'm saying really is out of love. Because y'all brothers have great potential, but you going against your only solution. The master's always been the one who knows, man. He told us about 9/11 in the 80s. He's always been the one who knows. The microchips, all this Anunnaki stuff. Who else taught us, man? Who else was willing to be defamed and talked about and disrespect? Who else put themselves up to be sacrificed? Who else? Facts, fictions, accepted truths. It's our time, wu-nuwaupu. You stand up. Get out there on the streets. Talk about the Patriarchs. Talk about the actual facts that scroll the eyes. Talk about this 9-dimensional being that has blessed us with his presence. Again, this is your brother Pharaoh. Chef sees the one with the moon. You know, just giving you some wisdom, man. Just giving you some wisdom.